Once upon a time, there was a young disciple who sought enlightenment and decided to visit a renowned Zen master. Known for his wisdom, the disciple traveled for days, crossing mountains and valleys, until he finally reached the humble dwelling of the Zen master. Eager to learn, the disciple approached the Zen master and asked, "Master, please teach me the secret to finding inner peace and tranquility." The Zen master smiled warmly and motioned for the disciple to follow him. They walked together in silence until they reached a small tea house in the middle of a bustling marketplace. As they entered the tea house, the disciple noticed the noise and commotion around him. Merchants were shouting, customers were haggling, and the overall atmosphere was chaotic. Without saying a word, the Zen master sat down at a table, signaling the disciple to do the same. A tea server approached them and asked, "What can I get you today?" The Zen master simply replied, "2 cups of tea, please." As the server walked away to prepare the tea, the disciple couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by the noise and distractions around him. He turned to the Zen master and said, "Master, how can one find peace amidst this chaos? The noise is unbearable." The Zen master smiled and asked, "Tell me, what do you hear?" The disciple listened carefully and said, "I hear the merchants shouting, the customers bargaining, and the clatter of dishes." The Zen master nodded. He then asked, "And what do you see?" The disciple looked around and replied, "I see people rushing, colorful merchandise, and a general sense of business." The Zen master smiled again and said, "Now focus on our table. Tell me, what do you hear?" The disciple concentrated on their table and listened attentively. To his surprise, he could barely hear the noise from the marketplace. He could only hear the distant sound of the tea server preparing the tea. Puzzled, the disciple said, "Master, I can only hear the tea server, but the noise from the marketplace has faded away." The Zen master nodded approvingly and said, "You see, my dear disciple, the power of ignoring. When you focus your attention on what truly matters and let go of the unnecessary distractions, you create your own inner peace. The noise will always be there, but it is up to you to choose what you allow into your mind and heart." The disciple's eyes widened with understanding. From that moment on, he realized that finding peace didn't require changing the external circumstances, but rather changing his own perception and where he placed his attention. And so the disciple continued on his journey, carrying the wisdom of the Zen master's teaching. He learned to ignore the unnecessary noise of the world and focused on cultivating his inner peace, forever grateful for the lesson he had received. Remember the power of ignoring lies, not in turning a blind eye to the world, but in consciously choosing what we allow to occupy our thoughts and energy. By directing our attention to what truly matters, we can find a sense of peace and clarity amidst the chaos.